Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video is going to be all about a girl talk. Okay, so I know it's been a while. It's been a rough couple of weeks since I did my Melanie Martinez video, and can I just say, I not only enjoyed editing that video, but I was really excited to put that video out. But the chain of events that happened right after that video was just chaotic. Let's just say it's been a rough couple of weeks. I haven't had time to not only create videos or edit videos. I've been suffering from major burnout. And so because I've been actually dealing with those things, it's been really hard for me to produce or create any type of videos, you know? But I'm here today because obviously I ended up finding time to actually make a video. And moving forward, obviously I'm going to be creating more videos, and I'll talk about that a little bit more towards the end of the video. I actually just want to get into the video, so let's just skip past that. Today's girl talk is going to be something that every woman or girl experiences in their life, and it's called a period. Now, I remember my first time when I had my period. I was about, I think, between 10 through 13 years old when I first started. It's around that time roughly from what I remember. I just remember being in bed one summer, and obviously my birthday is May 31st, so I guess when I turned the ripe age, it was like, I'm coming for you, girl. And long story short, I was in bed, I woke up, and I went to use the restroom, and there was blood on my underwear. And luckily, I actually knew what it was. I had an older sister. She had periods, and I had a mom who was very involved in our lives. So I kind of already knew what a period was. I just never knew how it felt and what your body would go through. And because I had that, because it was my first time, I can say that I went through the worst ever. I mean, I remember being at school and my period had started, and I remember I had a guy behind me. He was like, "You sat on ketchup." And I was like, "I sat on ketchup? What?" And I remember I had a big period stain at the back of my pants, and it was so embarrassing. Luckily, he didn't know what it was, so it saved me embarrassment for years to come. Anyways, this video is basically for all the girls who don't really know what to do with their menstrual cycle, how to get through it, the aches and the pains, and just everything that comes with having a menstrual cycle. I'm currently the age of 22, so I've been having menstrual cycles for a very long time, and I'm not gonna say I had it all figured out. Really, I did not at all. I remember I was still even learning about what type of pads I wanted to have, even in high school. You know, I really never really knew, and even to this day I still find out new things about myself when it comes to having a period. So it's totally okay to not really have a lot of knowledge. We're human and we are very imperfect, and we're not going to know everything off the spot, but it's important that we, you know, try to learn. And if you don't want to learn, that's your prerogative, so not my problem. But anyway, here are 7 things that I put into my everyday routine to get me through my period. Before I get into this, I do have my notebook with everything written down so I don't forget what I'm talking about. But I'm not a person who knows all about that down there. I'm not a doctor. I'm not registered as a doctor. I have never taken any type of medical class. I am literally getting my degree in psychology. So I had known nothing about this. So this can work for you, it cannot work for you. It's really for whoever takes it and use it for themselves. If you feel like you want to take it and use it for yourself, go off. If you feel like this information is not needed for you, then that's okay. First thing that I always like to do on my period is taking a bath or having good hygiene. Now, having good hygiene is very, very, very important on your period. You know, for me, I don't know for everybody else, I feel like I'm the stinkiest person alive when I'm on my period. I feel like I smell profusely terrible, and I don't know if it's just the blood or whatever it may be, but I hate the smell of period blood. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. And so I tend to take 100 baths every day because I really hate the smell of my period. But I'm not encouraging you to take 7 baths. It's very important to have good hygiene when you're on your period because it makes you feel good. Now, what do I mean by make you feel good? Okay. It's very important to have very good hygiene when you're on your period because you do not want to not only walk around very stinky because you tend to smell a lot worse, but you also don't want to have any infection down there, like wearing the same pad for a very long time. Now, some people, I know they tend to do it, it's very conventional, or you maybe don't find time to actually change your pad, or maybe you on your last limb, but it's very important to interchange that pad. If you need to, wrap up some toilet paper and stick it in your undies. That's some things you just might have to do, but it's important to practice good hygiene while you're on your period because you do not want to walk around stinky or have an infection or something that happens. So something that I really like to use is the Honey Pot Vaginal Cleansing Soap. I love that soap. I use that without my period, but I really love using that soap because it just cleans everything down there. It gets all the nastiness out of there so it can be fresh and clean. And then the soap that I also like to use is the Dr. Teal's, and I was using the liquid soap, but I started using the bar soap, and the bar soap I feel like it's 10 times better because I feel myself getting a lot more cleaner. And if you want a very good cleanse, I would say use the Dr. Teal's soap. Your skin literally will feel like pure cleanliness. It's the cleanest. I remember using that bar soap for the first time, and that's the cleanest my skin has ever felt in the entirety of my life. I guarantee you, you are going to feel as clean as can be when you use that soap. So I tend to take a lot of showers, so bathe yourself as regularly as possible. Also take baths. Baths are very important as well when you're on your period. Now, a lot of people kind of like, you're taking a bath with your period. Wouldn't the blood get into the water? And my answer is no. My blood has never got into the water, and I bleed the heaviest on my first couple of days, and I take a lot of baths because my body hurts a lot. And I can say that the water pressure makes sure the blood doesn't come out. That makes sense. You know, it's really hard to explain, but for me and my knowledge, it doesn't really, I really don't bleed that much into the water when I'm sitting in the water. Now, if you're just standing over the water and you're just like hovering, then you're gonna bleed into the water. I mean, it's a quick motion. You get in the water and you just drop in. You don't just hover over the water because you're gonna bleed into the water, and now you're not gonna get in the water because there's blood in the water. And you're not gonna really get blood in the water if you just get your behind in the water quick as possible. But yes, so I tend to use muscle Epsom salt. That helps a lot because on my period, I have terrible lower back pain. I feel like I am pregnant 9 months carrying a baby on my period. My back kills. It hurts so bad. And not only does my back hurt, my legs hurt a lot. So I use a muscle, I wouldn't say muscle relaxer, but like a muscle Epsom salt to really relax my muscles and soothe my muscles when I'm in the bathtub. Moving on, staying hydrated. Staying hydrated is very important while you're on your period. I know that people tend to crave a lot of things. I crave cranberry juice and kombucha. I do not know why I do, I just do. And I can say that being hydrated is very important when you're on your period because when you're very dehydrated, it actually worsens your symptoms. Now, I didn't know this information. I actually had to look that up. So now that I looked it up, I see what they're talking about. I noticed that when I drink like cranberry juice or a lot of kombucha or Tropicana juice or any type of juice that I can find in my refrigerator that is not water, I tend to be feeling the absolute worst. But when I'm overly hydrated and I have a lot of liquid in my system to where like it's coming through, my symptoms are mellowed out. Like today, for example, this is like my first actual 24 hours with my period and I've been hydrated the most. I drank coffee, which you're not really supposed to do. I drank coffee and juice and I feel fine. I feel fine. I mean, I've been sore, terribly sore, but I've actually been fine. And the hydration, guaranteed you, will work. So make sure you're drinking tons and tons of water. And if you need to, go run a Five Below. You do not need a $4,550 Stanley cup to keep yourself hydrated. Take yourself to Five Below, get you a $5 cup, and drink that water as much as you can. Heating pad or heating elements. So my cramps, again, like I said earlier in the video, my cramps are extremely terrible, and my body cramps are even more terrible. So it's very important that you carry around heating pads. Now, I have several heating elements that I use. I use an actual heating pad, and I'm not going to pull that out right now because it's under my bed. I have a heated blanket, and my heated blanket actually helps me a lot with my body aches. It keeps me in my room. It keeps my body from being too sore, so I usually am under it. I'm actually have it on as we speak because I am sore on level 3. It's been a long day, I tell you. And I also have my lobster. I call him Larry. My boyfriend had bought it for me because he noticed that my menstrual cramps were very bad. He actually bought this for me when we were friends. Ironic, right? The things a man would do for you when he likes you. But yeah, and this basically has a bunch of rice in it, and it's kind of like weighted, so it's not like light. It's kind of like a weighted bear. And what you do, you sit in the microwave for a minute or two, and you just, leave it on your pelvic area or the areas that your cramps are very severe. And I think that is a great addition to actually my routine. I exchange it out often because sometimes my heating pad is a bit much, so I move to my lobster, and then my lobster is a bit much, so I move to my heating pad. And then if I just want to lay under my blanket, my heated blanket, I lay under it. Now, if you are wondering, before I move on to the next topic, if you are wondering where I got this from, I got this at Walmart. It's in, I believe, the medicine aisle. Next thing that I incorporate into my period routine is eating healthy, but also allowing myself to indulge. Now, what do I mean about eating healthy? I feel like personally, on any given day, it's very important to have a healthy diet, really, because you should never really be overdoing it. Now, I can use myself as an example. Let me stretch my legs real quick. No. Okay. Last year, I gained a substantial amount of weight, and I used to eat so much. I was very unhealthy. And because I was so unhealthy, I was missing my period. I know some people miss periods, and that's normal. Like, missing a period is normal. Missing a period because you're pregnant, okay, that's one thing. Missing a period because, you sometimes you miss your period is another thing. Missing your period because you're unhealthy, that's a problem. And because that's a problem, it's important that you should always eat healthy. And that's me wrapping that all up. So for me, I eat averagely healthy, but I also allow myself to indulge just a tiny bit because, again, I am on my period. My cravings are heavy. I'm currently vegan right now. So some of the things that I would really love to eat, I really can't. I want to go to Chili's and get a triple dipper and get quesadillas and bacon ranch quesadillas. And I want to go to Whataburger and get a sweet and spicy bacon burger. And I want to go to Wendy's and give me a quarter pounder. And I want to go to Taco Bell and order every box off the menu. And I want to go to Chick-fil-A and eat half of the menu. A spicy burger, a salad, everything that I could do, I want to eat. But I know that it's important that I should not eat that. But if you want a milkshake, girl, get that milkshake. If you want to eat some Oreos, get that double stuffed Oreo, because I love my double stuff. But also, later on today, you need to go eat that salad. Or later on today, you need to go eat that apple. Or later on today, you need to go eat that orange. Or, eat you. And the salad doesn't even have to be, salad. It can go, you go and you can get you some grilled chicken with some teriyaki, and get you a small bowl of white rice and some veggies and eat that. And you'll be fine. But your diet needs to be moderately healthy and a slight indulgence. Anyways, on to the next topic. Pads. So, the topic of pads is so interesting. I know that a lot of girls try to go the healthier route when it comes to pads, and I say go for it, girl. If you are the type of girl to sit and be organic and not want all that material and whatever they say that's in the pads, go for it. Over here, I'm not doing that. Okay, I love my body, I do, but I cannot do it. I like what I like, and unfortunately I like my always pads. I'm sorry, I do. So the pad that I usually use is the Always Sports pads, and here's why. At a point in time before I stopped dancing, I used to dance competitively for 4 years on drill team, and because of that, my dance instructor required us to wear tampons on Friday nights. Now, I'm not the type of girl to wear a tampon. I don't like tampons. I don't like the feeling of tampons. If you're a girl who likes tampons, go off. But I know there are girls like me who don't want to wear tampons and don't like the feeling of tampons. So because of that, I say use the Always. Always, for me, feel like I don't have a pad. You know, I do have at times had pad insecurities. I felt like my pad was so thick you could actually see it through my freaking pants. And I've had thick pads, like pads that were like this thick. I don't like that. So I use the Always Sports. They're very thin, they're very flexible pads, and they kind of are scented. I don't know if it is or not. I don't know if it's just me, but every time I open it up, I get a fresh smell of strawberry bliss and perfume. I'm like, and then I lay it down. And I think that's why I even like the pad so much, because it smells good, because I don't like the smell of period blood. I don't. So not only does it actually smell good, it's very thin. And when I mean thin, I mean it's thin, but it can hold your blood. Now, do I say you can leave it on for a long time and no, rip that thing off and switch it over. You know, you don't need to be having your pad on for a long time, especially if you're very heavy. But I can say that it's thin enough to where it holds blood, to where you're not going to be leaking out of your underwear, and it's not going to get on any of your clothing. Going into all of that, I do not wear my Always pads at night. I've learned the hard way not to wear those at night. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because the temperature drops. I don't know if the atmosphere knows that it's nighttime. I don't know if my body understands that I'm laying down, so it's the ultimate time to remove my sheets. But I had learned the hard way not to wear those Always pads in my sleep. So I switched over to adult diapers. I don't care. Say what you gotta say. Adult diapers are the freaking move. And here is why. The Always pads work very well, I can say the least, but they don't work too well to the point where you can sleep in them. You could run a marathon in them pads. You can go to dance competitions with those pads. You can do whatever you need to do with the Always flexible sports pads. But you do not need to be going to sleep with them, because you will bleed all in your sheets. Now, I personally use adult diapers. I love wearing those adult diapers. I have an adult diaper on right now, to say the least, because I'm going to go lay down after this video. So the diapers really help because they give extra security, like the feeling of security. You go to sleep, you're not worried about, do I have to lay a certain way so my blood don't, fall out of my pad, or you know what I mean? It feels comfortable, and it feels like you don't have a pad on. Like, that feeling where, okay, I actually do have a pad on. It feels weird. It feels kind of, I don't like the feeling of it. It just, you have the pad on. I feel like with the adult diapers, it actually feels like you're just wearing panties. And they do also have period panties. So for the girls who are just like, you will never catch me dead in my life wearing a diaper, you can also wear period panties. I've never tried period panties before. Hopefully next paycheck I can try them, but as of right now, the diapers are the move for me. I'm not changing them, and I don't care what anybody says. Medication. Now, I don't really know too much about the medication, if I have to be honest with you. I'm still learning about the medication and what to use, but for me, my go-to is extra strength Tylenol. I take 2. Some people use, I think, ibuprofen, but from my knowledge, I use Tylenol. I feel like Tylenol really works for me, especially if I use 2 extra strength Tylenol. If I use 1, it's not gonna really kick in. The 2 is gonna really kick in for you. So that's the medication that I use. Next, we're gonna be doing period workouts. Now, I know when you're on your period, you're not going to want to exercise. You're not going to be wanting to do anything. But it's very important to actually exercise on your period. Now, I don't know the specific benefits, nor did I look it up because I'm lazy. But I know that it's important to actually work out on your periods. I've noticed that my periods actually finish quicker when I am actually exercising and doing some type of workout. I've also noticed that my periods are a lot more, I guess, healthier in a sense when I'm exercising. And I say this because when I was overweight, I noticed that my periods were just terrible. They would start and then they'll stop and they start and they stop and they start and they stop. While I'm supposed to have, like, while the week of my period is happening, it would just start, stop. And it was just very weird. And I feel like now it's definitely different. Just take my word for it. Working out on your period, and you don't even have to do much. Today, I was like, my body was in pain, my back hurts, everything hurts. I went and I worked out on my neighborhood track, and I just walked. And walking is simple. You're just walking. You can listen to a music, a podcast, you watch a YouTube video. It don't really matter. You're just walking and just being aware of your surroundings. But walking and just getting that blood flowing. And I feel like it does make your period a little more manageable. Lastly, I can say one thing that I do incorporate into my period routine to get me through my period is a pamper day. I feel like a pamper day is so important, and at least for me, it's very important. You know, on my period, I feel like I'm the ugliest human being imaginable. I feel like I'm so ugly, no man would ever approach me. And that's not true, because I am very beautiful, to say the least. But I think that a pamper day is very important because you already feel like about yourself. You know, you're bloated, you know, your face is a little more poofier than usual, you know, your body just doesn't look right. And I feel like the best way to actually get through that feeling is just putting a face mask on, maybe do some dermaplating, do a skincare day, wash your hair, do an everything shower, you know, do those type of things to kind of get you through the day, get you to feel good about yourself. You know, I think that that's the whole point of my pamper day, is just to feel good about myself. And I recently had a pamper day, I think Saturday. I don't know how I get Saturday and Tuesday mixed up. It's two different parts of the week. But I had my self-care day Saturday. And I felt like I was the most prettiest girl ever. And I wasn't even on my period. And even after I had my self-care day, I still feel like I feel very good about myself. Like, my face looks really good. I have a slight glow to myself. And so because of that, I'm not taking this period personally. You know what I mean? I'm not taking it as like, oh my God, you're the most disgusting, ugliest human being imaginable. I'm like, girl, you better get out there. You better, even though your clothes don't look good on you, you're gonna wear what you're gonna wear, you're gonna strut, and you're gonna be the best version of yourself you're gonna be. And that's all you really can be. So pamper yourself as much as possible. Take a bath, you know, soothe your body. The whole point of just having these tips is just to take care of yourself. I think that is the importance. I think when we have our periods, we dread it so much and we hate it. And I think that, yes, rightfully so, we have every right to hate our periods. You know, it's painful. We feel disgusting. We stink. We have all these factors, and so every month we dread it. But I feel like we as women should take our periods and make something good come out of it. You know, find something deep down inside in your little soul and take care of yourself. Bring that out of yourself and take care of yourself. You know what I mean? It's all about self-care. So we have reached the end of this video. Let me know if these tips help you, and let me know some of your tips, because I would like to know. I'm still, you know, figuring out my little period schedule, what I want to do with my period, how I want to do my period, and all these extra things. Also, I will be starting my posting routine. I will be posting every Wednesday for a new video, and hopefully when we build our channel, I'll be posting twice a week so you guys can get more content from me. Let me know how you like this girl talk video, and if you want me to talk about anything else, let me know. That is the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't be afraid to like the video and share the video and tell your friends about my videos. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Yeah, so you let me know what you guys want to see next, and I will post it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.